Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just 15 days away from its official release. We are now just over 2 weeks away from this movie dropping in theaters, where a lot of fans can finally decide for themselves whether or not this movie is going to be worthy of the sequel trilogy and of the entire Skywalker saga. This is Mike Zeroh. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, we do know that Episode 9 is a very important movie by Disney and Lucasfilm, and that Disney and Lucasfilm have actually gone through many different changes and adjustments over the past couple of months, give or take, to really kind of change the overall tone of Episode 9, which is something that we have been talking about for a couple of weeks now, something that is rather a big concern for Star Wars fans as to why in the world Disney and Lucasfilm would change the overall tone of Episode 9. So, one thing I do want to go over for The Rise of Skywalker has all to do with the character of Anakin Skywalker and actor Hayden Christensen, and exactly what's happening with Episode 9 and everything that has happened with Anakin Skywalker. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about this, as well as being very unfortunate for Hayden Christensen as an actor and playing the character of Anakin, is that it's explained that during the months of August, September, and October is when many changes and adjustments were made by Disney and Lucasfilm to the second and third acts of the film. Now, it's said that during those months, many changes and adjustments were made to the second and third acts for vital segments in the film that would be treated as a way for Disney to reshape their tone for the film and their overall narrative to cater to a general audience. Now, it's said that one of the major changes Disney made was by cutting out the Anakin Skywalker scenes in the movie to focus more so on the new characters and to reduce Anakin to only being a Force Ghost voice at the end. It's said that one of the major scenes that were cut involved actor Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker's Force Ghost, providing Rey a lesson about the Force and the dark and the light side of the Force specifically, and that Rey would be given a lesson by Hayden Christensen's portrayal of the character of Anakin. It's explained that the entire scene by Disney and Lucasfilm was cut and deleted from the final version of the movie, and that Hayden Christensen was frustrated over the decision by Disney and Lucasfilm cutting his scene out from the second act. Let alone all of his Anakin scenes were also cut from the film, where they only wanted him to later be a Force Ghost voice. One of the other sequences that Hayden Christensen worked on was the hybrid Force Ghost of Darth Vader / Anakin Skywalker that would interact with him and Kylo Ren. This was actually said to be a very scary scene in the second act of the film, as well as where Kylo would confront the spirit or the Sith Wraith of Darth Vader, portrayed by Hayden Christensen and guiding him down to a place called the Shrines of the Sith. It said that Hayden Christensen was also very upset that they deleted the scene from the initial cut of the movie to focus more so on the new characters in the film, where another scene of Anakin that was also deleted was the original vital moment for Anakin in the third act, where Anakin originally was going to be seen helping Rey in physical form, where he would have a far older design to make Anakin appear more wise. It said that this scene would have also shown Anakin placing his hand on Rey's shoulder as he transfers energy to her from the netherworld of the Force. However, this scene was also cut from the film, where they only wanted him to do this as a disembodied voice in the scene. The sequence was said to be a very powerful and emotional moment for the fans that was ultimately deleted to keep the Force Ghost as a mystery when helping Rey, leaving the fans imagining what the Force Ghosts look like when they are helping Rey confront the Emperor and to destroy him once and for all. It said that the sequence was also done to focus more on the character of Rey, and that Anakin's presence would have only taken the limelight away from Rey in the scene through Disney's eyes. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, the thing about The Rise of Skywalker here, I've actually expressed this numerous times before in the past, is that this movie, there's no doubt about it, is that there have been a lot of terrible decisions by Disney and Lucasfilm, a lot of bad decisions by, Lucasfilm changing and replacing specific scenes and kind of just swapping out important elements that a lot of hardcore fans and even casual fans that they would have loved to see on the big screen. I think that there's no denying that a lot of fans out there love the character of Anakin Skywalker, regardless of Hayden's portrayal of the character, in Revenge of the Sith. I know a lot of people had issues with Hayden's portrayal. I get that. That's perfectly fine. Everybody has their opinion, which is all welcome here, by the way. You can all voice your own opinion below in the comments. But the one thing about this that I do have a problem with is the fact that they cut the Anakin Skywalker scenes to focus more on the new characters. The new characters we're talking about are Finn, Rey, Poe, Zorii Bliss, Rose, and characters like that around those lines. Characters like Janna and more. So, the problem that I do have with this is that you have a movie titled The Rise of Skywalker, which, by the way, we have been going over the leaks, and The Rise of Skywalker means is that Rey takes the name Skywalker and identifies as a Skywalker, and hence The Rise of Skywalker. That's what it means. It doesn't mean Anakin, it doesn't mean Luke, it means Rey. And I think that's going to be one disappointing element for fans, without a doubt, when they go ahead and see this movie and realize that the ending is where Rey states, "I'm Rey Skywalker." That's one thing that I think a lot of fans are going to have a problem with. I know some of you guys out there won't have a problem with it, which is fine. Like I say, opinions are welcome. But I have an issue with that. I definitely do. The Anakin scenes that were cut, it's actually stated that Hayden Christensen actually had a lot of issues with this and had a lot of problems with them deleting the scenes and reducing him down to only being a Force Ghost voice. You guys may recall, it was like a couple of months ago, if I recall correctly, where he was actually taken out of a fan expo with Ian McDiarmid. They canceled the fan expo where Ian McDiarmid and Hayden Christensen, I believe, were going to sign autographs, or were going to have a panel or something like that, where they were taken out of there at last minute. They were canceled, their presence was canceled. A lot of fans were very upset, and a lot of people were wondering what in the world was going on. Does that mean that Hayden is in the movie? Turns out that was all because they were cutting his scenes, and they were bringing him in to do some ADR work, or just voiceover work, as Hayden Christensen in his portrayal as Anakin Skywalker, only in the form of a Force Ghost voice. So that's the thing here, is that this movie, it really seems like that they're titling it The Rise of Skywalker. A lot of fans are hoping it out to be something related to Luke or Anakin, but it's not. It's actually more so catered to Rey. Of course, there are numerous, meanings to the title, as JJ has stated, but the main reason is that Rey takes the name Skywalker and claims to be Rey Skywalker. Not that she's related to Rey, or should I say Luke and or Leia, but that Rey just identifies as a Skywalker. Basically, this movie is about representation, that you can just call yourself whoever you want to call yourself, and that's that. Now, she does that in order to make up the fact that she is a Palpatine. She wants to hide that truth, which I could see how some fans are going to agree with that. That's fine. I could see, different points of view on why that might work for some people. Because if you guys are, against, Palpatine, having a granddaughter and her being the chosen one, that's going to be a big issue as well. Is that we have a moment in which Palpatine is going to be defeated by Rey. She's going to be the new chosen one in this movie, and that's the thing, is that she's going to be the new chosen one, but she's a Palpatine by blood, and she calls herself a Skywalker. Seems like that it's not the best decision by Disney and Lucasfilm. At the end of the day, what they really could have done, if they really wanted to do something very unique, and I know you guys might hate this or like this, but they could have done something where Palpatine actually created Rey by using Skywalker DNA, by using Luke's severed hand. They could have done something a little bit more like that, where she would still be somewhat related to the Skywalker lineage, and that would make a little bit more sense as to why she could call herself Rey Skywalker. But that's just my take on things, and that's just my honest opinion. So, cutting out the Anakin scenes, terrible decision, it just sounds like a train wreck from all these different decisions that they have made for Episode 9. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't see the logic in doing this. This is your only chance to have Anakin Skywalker on the big screen, and for him to really have the limelight that he deserves. Again, like I say, we never really got Anakin Skywalker's Force Ghost in, an actual Star Wars movie for above 1 minute. We had him in Return of the Jedi for maybe 30 to 40 seconds, and that was it. And I think a lot of fans would have loved to seen a Force Ghost version of Anakin actually talking in motion. That, to me, would have been so surreal and amazing to see. But it's only going to be a Force Ghost voice. You're going to have to imagine it for yourself as to what Hayden looks like as a Force Ghost, and what it actually looks like where his mouth is moving. So, anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
to moon, we hear them once again.